Playing God, a wild ride through the laboratory of life. Picture this, a dimly lit laboratory, where scientists huddle around glowing screens, their fingers dancing across keyboards like modern-day sorcerers. They're not just researchers, they're architects of life itself, pushing the boundaries of what it means to create, manipulate, and potentially birth entirely new forms of existence. It's like a high-stakes poker game where the chips are DNA, and the ante is nothing less than the fundamental nature of life. Genetic engineering has transformed from a sci-fi fantasy into our wild scientific reality. Remember when changing a plant's genes seemed like black magic? Now, scientists can slice and dice genetic code with the precision of a master chef julienning vegetables. CRISPR technology has become the culinary knife of biology. Cut here, paste there, and voila! You might just eliminate a genetic disease or create a tomato that tastes like it actually came from something other than sad, pale greenhouse dreams. But here's where things get truly mind-bending. Synthetic biologists aren't just modifying life, they're creating it from scratch. Imagine being able to design a living system the way an architect designs a building, or a composer writes a symphony. These mad scientists are literally writing the code of life, constructing cellular structures that never existed before. It's like playing Minecraft, but instead of building blocky landscapes, they're constructing actual, living, breathing organisms. And then there's artificial intelligence. Oh boy, talk about a philosophical roller coaster. We're creating machines that think, learn, and potentially feel. Are they alive? Are they just incredibly complex calculators? It's the kind of question that makes philosophers pull their hair out and computer scientists grin with mischievous excitement. But wait, before you start imagining a brave new world of designer organisms and super-intelligent robots, let's pump the brakes and talk ethics. Creating life isn't like ordering a pizza. There are consequences, potential disasters lurking around every petri dish. Imagine accidentally creating an organism that decides Earth would be better off without humans. Not exactly the scientific breakthrough we were hoping for. It's like those horror movies where the scientists create something they can't control, except this time, it's not just a plot device, it's a real possibility. The moral landscape is more complicated than a teenager's relationship status. We're talking about fundamental questions of existence. Do we have the right to create life? What responsibilities do we have to the entities we bring into existence? It's like being a parent, but instead of worrying about college tuition, you're concerned about whether your creation might accidentally trigger global ecological meltdown. Different philosophical camps are throwing their intellectual punches. The utilitarians are like, hey, if it helps humanity, let's do it. The deontologists are wagging their fingers about moral duties. And the existentialists? They're pondering the meaning of creation itself, probably while drinking expensive coffee and looking dramatically contemplative. Regulatory frameworks are trying to keep up, but it's like trying to fence a hurricane. International collaborations, ethical review boards, transparent research protocols, there are attempts to create guardrails on a road that's constantly shifting beneath our feet. The humor in all of this. We're essentially a species that can't consistently agree on pizza toppings, now trying to determine the ethical boundaries of creating life. We can sequence a genome, but we still can't figure out how to fold a fitted sheet properly. The irony is delicious. But here's the beautiful, terrifying truth. We are standing at the most extraordinary threshold in human history. We are no longer just observers of life, we are becoming its architects, its potential creators. It's simultaneously the most exciting and horrifying prospect imaginable. The old question, can we play God? Has transformed. Now, since we can play God, how do we do it without accidentally destroying everything? As we peer into this brave new world, one thing becomes crystal clear: humility is our most important laboratory tool. We're not conquering nature, we're learning to dance with it, to understand its rhythms, its incredible complexity. So here we are, part scientists, part philosophers, part wide-eyed children discovering the universe's most incredible magic trick. Creating life isn't just a scientific endeavor. It's a profound act of imagination, responsibility, and ultimately hope. Buckle up, humanity. The ride is just beginning. The Prometheus Paradox, unraveling the threads of life creation in the quiet laboratories of scientific innovation. Humanity stands on the precipice of a revolution more profound than any in our history. We are no longer mere observers of life. We have become its architects, its potential creators, stepping into a realm that blurs the lines between scientific discovery and cosmic creation. Genetic engineering has transformed from an abstract concept to a breathtaking reality. CRISPR technology has emerged as more than just a scientific tool. It is a molecular scalpel capable of rewriting the fundamental language of life itself. Imagine possessing the power to edit the very instructions that define an organism, to correct the most intricate genetic errors with unprecedented precision. Consider the human impact. Sickle cell disease, a condition that has caused immense suffering for generations, now stands challenged by our growing ability to correct its precise genetic mutation. It's like finding a tiny but critical typo in the most complex instruction manual ever written and having the ability to fix it with absolute precision. But the ambition extends far beyond mere correction. Researchers are exploring genetic modifications that could potentially increase human resistance to diseases, enhance cognitive functions, and even extend human lifespan. What was once the stuff of science fiction is rapidly becoming scientific possibility. Synthetic biology takes us even further into uncharted territories. Pioneering scientists like Dr. Craig Venter are not simply modifying existing life, they are designing entirely new biological systems from the ground up. In 2010, Venter's team created the first synthetic bacterial genome, constructing a completely artificial life form with a manually designed genetic code. The potential applications are nothing short of revolutionary. Imagine organisms specifically designed to clean environmental pollution, bacterial factories producing medicines and renewable energy, or entirely new life forms capable of surviving in extreme environments. We are becoming biological architects, designing living systems that could fundamentally revolutionize how we approach global challenges. Artificial intelligence pushes us even further, challenging our most fundamental understanding of life and consciousness. Modern AI systems are developing capabilities that defy our previous assumptions about intelligence and sentience. Neural networks can now compose original music, create complex artwork, engage in nuanced conversations, and solve intricate scientific problems. This raises profound philosophical questions. Are these systems alive? Do they possess consciousness? Philosophers and scientists find themselves in an ongoing debate, more complex than medieval arguments about angels dancing on pinheads. Some argue that consciousness is an emergent property of sufficiently complex information processing, while others maintain that there's something fundamentally different between computational processes and conscious experience. The ethical landscape is mind-bogglingly complex. In 2018, a Chinese scientist claimed to have created gene-edited babies resistant to HIV, sending shockwaves through the scientific community. The horror was not about intention, but about our fundamental lack of understanding of potential long-term consequences. We are playing a high-stakes game of genetic Jenga, where removing one block could cause an entire structure to collapse in unpredictable ways. Different philosophical traditions offer competing perspectives. Transhumanists see this as humanity's ultimate potential, transcending biological limitations. Bioconservatives warn of the profound risks of manipulating fundamental life processes. Existentialists view it as the ultimate act of human creativity and responsibility. From a cosmic perspective, we are not merely creating life. We are potentially becoming a mechanism through which the universe experiences and understands itself. Every genetic modification, Every artificial neural network represents a new pathway of experiencing existence. For all our technological prowess, we remain like children playing with the most complex instrument in existence. Each breakthrough reveals how little we truly understand. The creation of life is not a destination, it is an ongoing conversation between humanity, technology, and the fundamental mysteries of existence. We stand at the most extraordinary threshold in human history. Not as conquerors, not as gods, but as curious, humble explorers of the most profound mystery, the nature of life itself. The question is no longer simply can we, but should we? And perhaps most importantly, how will we? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, it's the easiest way to stay charged up and